Okay, looks like we're live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another student interview. This is our second try, but we're gonna hop right into this one. So I don't even want to call this a student. This is really one of my really good friends from college. We're actually from the same hometown as well. So super cool. And what I'll say first. Out of all the people that hit me up in my personal life of like, hey, can you help me do this? Can you help me do this? This is the one person that actually made it. So W's in the chat for Jacob. But Jacob, go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from and I guess our history together, not in a weird way, in our history together and how we got here and everything.
Yeah, so my name's Jacob, obviously. I'm 21, live in Tampa. But I guess I'll kind of rewind all the way back to the wonderful city of Melbourne and Cocoa Beach, Florida. So me and Kishan went to two different high schools. They're like 10, 15 minutes from each other.
Yeah, we're
But
rivals. You went to the shitty school. No, I'm just kidding.
okay,
I went to the
okay.
shitty school, but
But no, yeah, we're from the same hometown. We didn't really know each other too well in high school, but ended up coming to USF in Tampa, Florida. And yeah, we ended up rushing the same fraternity, coming to college together, getting a good old piece of paper. But yeah, came to college together, rushed the same fraternity, had our fun freshman year, and then we actually became roommates sophomore year. Lived together for a full year, and then yeah, obviously been best friends since. And then fast forward to now, both making this online money thing. So
yeah, from pledge bitches to all my money. That's the title of this video. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so and just to give yeah, so Jacob and I were both pledge brothers. It was fun. That first year of college was definitely a lot of degeneracy. That was, dude. If I just locked in then. Actually, no. There's nothing I can say for that year. That year was fun. It was fun, but as you go down the years, it gets worse and not worse and worse. But it's like, all right, I have something in the back of my head telling me I shouldn't be doing all this crap that I'm doing, and then it starts all to pick up, and then you lock in. So I think it's good that everyone gets it out of their system, but yeah, first year of college was was a bit retarded. Then I started taking this stuff very seriously, living with him. So it was kind of funny. So like we lived in like a frat house, and it was what 3 stories floor. I was on the third floor, and then you were on the first floor, and I would always be slinging deals in the frat house, and no one really knew what it was, and you kind of understood it. And then obviously I kind of introduced you to the whole thing. When you saw me doing this, the whole thing, what were you thinking in the back of your head, and why did you want to, I guess, follow in my footsteps in that way, or in that case?
yeah, so kind of like you said, no one really knew what you were doing. Obviously, I had a little bit of an idea of what you were doing, but waking up on a random Tuesday, Wednesday, hungover, walking into the kitchen, feeling bad about myself and the night before and seeing you just like up making breakfast, just like locked in, it was very eye-opening, very like, wow, like you had self-discipline, you had a lot of self-control, and I respected you a lot for it. So it was just cool to see that like your journey, how it started, and obviously mine's pretty similar, but just you doing it a lot sooner and really just taking it seriously and actually like putting your goals, your future at the forefront of your priorities, like was really cool to see. Um, but yeah, it was obviously like I guess I'll just tell them. So Kishan actually got me into sales last summer. We
Mm-hmm.
were running mocks, like he was helping me out, and me being the piece of shit that I am, I didn't stick with it. And
Darn.
honestly, looking back, honestly looking back, like I'm glad it happened the way it did because I wouldn't be where I'm at in the way that I am now. And also, I feel like I did, like you said, get all that shit out of my system in terms of, partying, living the life, whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, I feel like, everything that happened for a reason. And just seeing like your journey and where you went to where you are now, like firsthand, and seeing it like in person is just like very cool. It's very like eye opening, and it just goes to show no matter what environment you're in, no matter where you're at in life, like it all comes down to like, if you want to make it happen, you can. It all comes down to like excuses and like just not taking bullshit, just doing what you want to do. So
Yeah, and that was good, and I appreciate all the kind words, and also too, like it goes back and forth because like, why do you think, even though there was hundreds and hundreds of other people that were like, dude, show me how to do this thing online. Like, I know you're making money, I know what the hell you're doing, but I just want to make money. Like, why do you feel like you're the only one that's stuck with it, and why do you feel like everyone else? Because this goes a lot to the people watching too. Like, they probably have an idea that all this stuff is real, but they're not convinced enough, or they don't want it bad enough to go ahead and take action. Why did you take action out of all people? What do you say is the reason why people, when they see it firsthand, like literally, I have people that were in my life for a year and a half, and obviously they're still part of my life, see me do it, and they want to do it, but they didn't take action. Like, why do you feel like that is? Do you feel?
I feel like at the end of the day, it really comes down to like your desire and really how much you actually want something. Because when I started last summer and I, wanted to get into sales and everything, like I wanted to make money. I wanted to, do this online money thing and work from my laptop and all this. But I really didn't have like a burning desire in the back of my head and like an overwhelming like why. And I didn't
Mhm.
really have a vision for what I wanted. It was just kind of like, oh, I want to make some extra money. And that's the biggest reason is I didn't have anything like pushing me, and I didn't have anything like I didn't have that burning desire to actually want to make something happen. And that's why I fell off, and that's why I kind of quit. Um, but like this time around, that's the biggest thing is you got to have like your why. You got to have like your vision for why you are doing things, whether it's retire your parents, travel the world, like whatever it is. At the end of the day, it comes down to how bad you want it. Because again, last year I wanted it, but I didn't want it bad enough, and
Yeah.
it obviously showed. Everything played out in a certain way, and that's kind of why I went down that path, that rabbit hole. Um, but yeah, it just comes down to how bad you fucking want it and how disciplined you are as a person.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100% because people say that they want things all the time, but if you never put the action and you never put the actual work behind it, then it actually shows how much you do it. But at least you're aware of it. You're like, dude, I literally didn't want it that bad. I wanted it. Obviously, everyone wants money. All of America wants money, but like they don't want it bad enough to actually take action. And I'm glad you're aware of that. Um,
100%.
also, yeah. Also, too. Um, I don't want anyone watching this kind of take that as an excuse of like, oh, I don't need to make money. You can make yourself have a reason, right? Like I technically didn't need to, but I was like, dude, like I saw my brother doing, and I was like, all right, like I don't want to be the shitty little brother that doesn't do anything with his life. So I was like, okay, like that was my drive, right? Also, too, like we didn't grow up like super well off or anything, so it was like, all right, like I want to take care of my parents one day and do all of that. So I was like, okay, that was my why, but I totally understand why that makes sense. Um,
And on that
so
note, real quick, like just like disclaimer, me and Kishan, we didn't grow up poor, but we most definitely did not like grow up with like money, like our parents living in like a mansion and stuff like that. Like we're from a small beach town, and everything like that. So it's obviously we didn't like come from the trenches and we're like, oh, I'm going rags to riches. But at the same
no, I
time,
know.
like,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
but yeah, at the same time, it's like, you know, you can come from middle class, you could come from money. Your parents could be very wealthy, but at the same time, like, if you want something bad enough and you want to make a name for yourself, like, you have to take action.
Yeah. So freshman year, we both kind of fucked off. Sophomore year, I started taking this shit seriously. Obviously, he was living with me, so we saw the results. Like in the middle of that year, I started putting him on. Obviously, whatever happened happened. Why'd you come back?
Cause, and kind of like in the message that I sent you earlier today, like, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, always wanted to be successful, like literally
I
tried
think the
drop
first
shipping
time
when
I
I
met
was
you, you called yourself an entrepreneur. It was like I remember we were sitting in your dorm. It was that day we were playing pong. It was like the first time we ever hung out. It was like me, you, and Hunter. And you were showing me your tattoo, and you're like, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I was like, oh, this kid, fucking kid. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
I don't even remember that
you know,
actually.
it was like the first time we ever
No,
hung out. It
in
was like me,
Magnolia.
you, Hunter, and then I think Brandon was your other roommate at the time.
Was it in Magnolia?
Yeah, in Magnolia, and we were just sitting there and we were just talking. Like I had my autograph stuff going on still, so I was like telling you what we did, and you were like, "Yeah, dude, I want to become an entrepreneur." I was like, "All right, well," and now, here we are.
Yeah, like
We're getting there.
literally started a drop shipping store senior year of high school during COVID. Like I literally started trading stocks when I was 16. I'd use my dad's name to fucking make a TD Ameritrade account.
Yeah,
Um, like always have had the entrepreneurial mind. It was just a matter of like which path I was going to take and how I was actually going to get there.
yeah,
Um, and you know, God makes everything happen for a reason. At the end of the day, like He made us meet each other, brought us together, um, and obviously had a plan. So it's
yeah.
dope to just see how everything like played out. And yeah, I'm super thankful for you and obviously like everything you've done for me.
There
But
we
yeah,
go.
it's cool to see.
Yeah. What is your favorite memory from college that maybe we shared, just to kind of give the the viewer some idiotism, if that's a word.
Um, I would say one of the best memories is just for everyone that hasn't pledged a fraternity, because there's probably not a lot of people out there watching this that have, and maybe there are some, but just like showing up to meetings in like a white shirt and a tie, just like doing dumb shit with all of your friends, like going through the same thing. It's like weird because online business is like the same way, and obviously you're not getting like yelled at and shit and
No,
pledging,
I do that. No, I'm just
um, but um, But yeah, it's like similar to online business. Like you go through stuff together, like you are surrounding yourself with the like-minded people. And even though we were like-minded back then in a bad way, like it's just kind of funny to see like how it like translated out to
yeah.
now and stuff like that. But yeah, just memories were like late nights at the house, like 3 a.m. just doing retarded shit. Um, and yeah, honestly, like there's so many things I could say, but
Yeah.
yeah, just looking back, it
I
was
was
like,
gonna say something like fucking Tangram, but yeah, you had a better idea. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like Tangram. Anyway, but yeah,
hey,
so
if you haven't been to Ybor City, hit
yeah,
it
you
up.
need to
It's like
go. It's really nice.
top tier.
Tippy top. Anyway, but yeah, like we're not any different than the rest of you. Just letting you know. Honestly, still to this day, I'm still pretty dumb, and so is Jacob. So, fast forward a little bit. When did you? And I want to state a story too. Technically, I didn't have to make Jacob join Closer Cartel, but it was a test because me as a salesperson, like I was like, and also as a leader too, I was like, all right, if he wants it bad enough, he will put some money on the line towards it as well. Because I'd one-on-one coach him pretty much the first time around, just out of the kindness of my heart, and I was like, okay, like I wanted to win, and then obviously whatever happened happened. I was like, all right, I'm willing to give you another shot, but I need you to come inside the program and pay some money to get in, and and go that route just to kind of show that okay, I'm serious this time. Um, was there any hesitation before doing that? Because dude, I remember on a FaceTime like you were throwing me objections. I texted you. I was like, "Quit being a motherfucker." I was like, dude, don't make me fucking objection handle you. But what was your hesitation? I guess hop in, or was it just like spending money was the biggest thing?
Yeah, that that's what I was gonna say. That line exactly. Don't make me objection handle you. So obviously, like you said, last summer you were literally one-on-oneing me and a couple other people, and it would be like 8 p.m. We'd hop on mocks for like 2 hours, and like Kishan was giving away free sauce for like completely free just because he loved us, and like um, the next time around, like this past time, I hit Kishan up in like I think it was end of March or beginning of April, and then he was like, yeah, in like a couple weeks, like let's hop on a call or whatever it was, and basically, yeah, you were like, yeah, I want you to show you like you have skin in the game, you're committed, and I was like, uh, can I wait till the semester's over? Can I like, I was just throwing him a bunch
He
of
was, he was
excuses
giving
and
me
he
super
was,
shit. He was like, "Oh, this big party's coming up." I was like, "Dude, I know all about that fucking shit. Like, you have 30 minutes to an hour a day. Quit being an idiot." And then it still took him a few days, but he did it.
yeah,
Um,
he was like, don't make me objection handle you. And I was like, okay, now I'm just being a pussy. And that's when I was like,
yeah.
all right,
See, and
let's
then
do
you
this.
realize once you're in, and once you have to do the exact same thing to other people, that it was literally the same shit. That's why investing to yourself as a salesperson is super super important, because you literally have to go through the same shit to invest into yourself that you're asking other people to do on a daily basis. So it's super important that you do that. But I want to talk about some numbers here because, dude, you grew even faster than me in terms of numbers. So your first month setting, I think you joined Closer Cartel for a little bit. Obviously, I had to hook you up. I got you on a pretty solid offer. Your first month setting, how much did you make?
Yeah, so joined, stopped being a pussy end of April.
There we go.
And then the day after Cinco de Mayo, May 6th. So that was my first day on
Why does your
my
degenerate
first
ass
offer.
remember the day after Cinco de Mayo? Did you do something grimy?
Because
I'm just kidding.
potentially. But but yeah, May 6th was the first day. So I think it was like, yeah, joined end of April, and then like 2, 3 weeks later, you were like, yeah, just run mocks, like just practice, and I'll have something come up for you. So obviously, being the wonderful gentleman that you are, you put me on a good offer and everything. And yeah, so started May 6th. First month did 3.4K, and mind you, I not only did it was it like social proof that okay this actually works and I can do this. It was like that's more money than I would make. That's like as much money as I would make in like 2, 3 months before like working as a
Oh,
college
dude, I forgot to
bartender.
I forgot to do that. What was your job when you were at college?
Yeah, so I was a college bartender
There we go
at
at the
like
Ivy
the
Rose.
college bar, Ivy Rose. Um, if you guys haven't been there and are
You
in
need you need
Tampa,
to go there in Tangra.
make sure to take yeah, make sure to take a trip.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I was a college bartender. I was making decent money because obviously you're making tips and stuff like that. Decent money meaning like a couple hundred a week, which to me at the time was a lot. Um, but when I made in that first month of May, when I made a little over 3 grand, I was like, holy shit, like this is real. Like I I couldn't really wrap my mind around it. I was like, damn, like this is actually like real
Because it was
and this
quick too.
works.
And I'm
Quick
not
as fuck.
obviously. I Jacob knows me personally, and I was like, I felt the need to. Also, you got to vouch for me here. No lying. How many opportunities do I post a day inside of Closer Cartel?
Like zero.
Shut
I'm
up.
just kidding. Um, at least probably 3 to 5 opportunities every single day or every other day.
I don't
There's
know
at
about every
least
day,
like
but like at least like 6 to 7 a week, something around there.
yeah.
And by the way, I'm about to hire 50 people at once. So if you're not inside of Closer Cartel, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Anyway, but yeah, and then obviously first month was 3.5, kind of show us the ladder up.
Yeah, so first month was 3.5. I was DM setting fully.
I think we
Obviously I
added a
had
hundred
sales
bucks. I
experience.
think it's 3.4, but whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, 3.4, sorry. Didn't mean to
Liar.
add an extra hundo there. Um, but yeah, obviously I had a little bit of sales experience from last summer, but nothing crazy. Like I did it for like 2 months and it wasn't really like similar to what I'm doing now in terms of like B2C. But yeah, made 3.4 DM setting, and then I moved into like hybrid, so doing both phone and DM setting. That's what I'm still doing now, and I figured out a really good system that works for me. But June made 6K, and that was the most money I've ever obviously made in a month, but like made in the span of like 4, 5, 6 months. So and that's as much as my mom makes her like monthly salary as a nurse. So like it was just mind blowing to me that I could even like not have a degree, you know, get into this, and my second month in, I'm making as much as my mom. Like that shit just blew my mind. So it was super dope. Super thankful for Kishan and everything. And then July was a little slower. Did around 4, and then this month I'm on pace to do like 7 to 8.
There we go.
Um, actually had my biggest week this past week. Made 2.7K, and it it's an unreal feeling, like knowing that the amount of money that I just made this past week is like how much I would make in like 2, 3 months just a few months
Yeah.
ago. So it's just crazy to think that like how fast your life can change in 60 to 90 days. Like literally the beginning of May was what, little less than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And to think that like now I'm making 6, 7, 8K a month, and by the end of the year, going to be doing 10. Like it's just crazy to think how fast your life can move and how things can change. So
And what did you do? You did exactly what I told you to do. Come in there, learn, role play, apply to offers, do well on the offers, make money. Was it any harder than that? I'm not saying it's easy. Obviously, we're working, what, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, maybe some more days. It's not easy work, but it's simple. Was there anything besides those 5 steps? I don't even know if I said five, but 5 steps. Was there anything else that you had to do, or was it literally just follow that to a T and do what someone who has been doing this for 3 years said to do?
yeah, literally that. It's very simple. It's not rocket science whatsoever. And at the end, it goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. Like it's all comes down to your discipline and how much you actually fucking want to do it, right? Because it's not hard at all if you come in, especially closing is a little bit different, but setting is literally the most simple thing on the planet.
Yeah.
And if you're not a weirdo and can literally just have a simple conversation with someone, you can make 3, 4, 5K a month consistently every single month.
Yeah. What's next? I know we had a conversation yesterday about like, oh, I want more, I want more, I want more. Obviously, like you ramped up faster than I did, so I was like, all right, watch it, buddy. Let's take it one step at a time. But what's next for you? What do you want to be doing? Not even money wise, just like what do you want to be doing? Let's say in the next 6 months, or like what are your goals for the end of the year or whatever.
Yeah, for the end of the year, definitely want to be closing in the next like month or two, I would say. Um, like we did talk about, it's not even that I obviously everyone wants to make more money, but at the end of the day, like I want to be in a higher leverage role, whether that's closing. Um, Definitely want to be closing by the end of the year. Don't want to move too fast, don't want to rush into anything, but yeah, definitely want to be closing by the end of the year. Doing 8, 9, 10, 12, 15K a month, and then by the time that, and I don't think I mentioned this, but I still am in school. I have a year left doing online classes. So by the time I do graduate, I would love to be doing like 15 to 20K a month closing.
Yeah.
And then eventually, move into management, what you're doing, um, and just move into a high leverage role, you know,
Yeah. I have a goal for
see what
you.
the future has in
So,
store.
so obviously I did mine in 2 years, so I don't want to flex or anything. But when I graduated, I had my first 15K a month. My goal, by the time I graduated, was at least 8 to 12. Set a specific goal, but I want your specific goal to be higher than mine. So you have to beat over six. You got to beat over 15K by the time you graduate, or you're a fucking p word. Deal?
Deal.
Okay. Over 15K a month, and then that'll see who's the real top dog. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'll hit 20 just to show you up.
anyway, okay, yeah, but no, I honestly have full confidence that you can hit at least 15 to 20. That's in a year. Yeah, that should be easy stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and that should show everyone the journey. Obviously, Jacob knew me. Obviously, he had a little bit of an end, but I'm telling you, like, I have great relationships with the students that even joined that I don't know in person or whatever. We also had another friend from our fraternity join as well, so he should be seeing some results like this soon too. But like, this has nothing to do with me knowing Jacob. I mean, yeah, obviously I gave him opportunities, but like at the same time too, he worked and he did everything he said he was going to, and he actually did it. If you do the exact same thing, there's nothing stopping you. Last part where I have to sell people. What would you say to the people that are on the fence about learning from myself and obviously Luke and the other coaches inside of Closer Cartel? Because there's a lot of people that watch and they hit me up every single video. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna join one of these days. I'm gonna join one of these days." What do you say to the people that are just waiting on the sidelines? I guess fiddling with their thumbs.
Yeah. Um, I'll say this. not even trying to sell anyone, like just in terms of closer
No, let's
cartel,
sell.
like there's a lot of there's a lot of sales programs out there. You can watch YouTube videos if you want. You can do outreach on your own. But the biggest thing that Closer Cartel has helped me with is literally like the connections, networking. Obviously, knowing you is a plus, but even if you don't know anyone inside, you come in, you prove that you can work, like you will get results and you will see success. And, at the end of the day, it's like it comes down to what we talked about the whole video, like, or this whole interview. Like, it comes down to having discipline, having a burning desire to actually be successful, and excuse my language, but not being a bitch at the end of the day.
There we
So
go.
it really just comes down to putting your fear aside and just like being like, okay, like, do I want to get serious about this or not?
Yeah. And I don't want to hear any BS excuses. Like, he's doing this while I was in college. He was living in the frat house that we lived in just a few months ago. So he was still making 4 or 5 grand a month living there because he just moved out. I was making 15 grand a month living in a damn frat house with, I still love him to death, but people that aren't on the same journey, of course, like, there's nothing stopping you guys. You just got to stop getting these mental blocks, just like Jacob had before when I sent him that payment link. You got to get over those mental blocks. Obviously, if you hop on a call with the boy, I'll solve them for you. But if not, then you just got to solve them yourself and get over that fear. Because I'm telling you that if you never do get over it, then it's a life of. If you're watching this, you obviously want to make money online. You obviously want to do sales or whatever. It's a life of something that you're just gonna regret. Also, too, I don't think you. By the way, Jacob, I don't think you cared if I was doing like copywriting or ecom and I showed you how to do it. You probably would have done it because you want to make money, right?
100%.
Yeah, like I don't think
And
you really
also, like,
cared that it was sales.
I literally saw like a year-long case study right in front of my eyes living with me. So like
Yeah,
it wouldn't have mattered what you did, like whatever I would have done whatever it takes. And the thing is, like, I could have spent this summer like doing exactly what I've done the past 3 years and been like, okay, I got a year left, I still got time. Could have taken this summer, done that, and fucked off. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna get serious about this and actually take action. And shit, 4 months ago, I wasn't making 6, 7, 8K. So
there we go. So this is great. I'm glad we got to hop on. Um, I kind of want to leave these fellows off with something funny. What was something funny that happened during our years of college that would just make people laugh uh, and have a little chuckle before we hop off?
I will say there's no other experience like walking out of your bedroom into a living room with like 20 people, all just like it looks like a fucking circus. Like
Yeah,
it's not real living in a frat house. And ours wasn't even
it wasn't
like a
even bad.
legit frat
Yeah,
mansion.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like, and I don't know, it's just cool. And I love that everything happened the way it did because like I can look back on it now, just like you've told everyone like your story, like it's so dope to see like I was making like 5, 6, 7K living in a fucking frat house with a bunch
Yeah.
of
Last
degeneracy and
thing,
chaos.
how is making money in college? Because I knew what it was like for me. It just kind of makes you put your shoulders back a little bit and be like, I can buy whatever the fuck I want here. What has that been like? Like I don't think you're spending money on stupid shit. Hopefully not. But like what is how has that felt? Because most people don't do it.
No, yeah, 100%. It's obviously, I like to have fun. I like to go out, but as I've started making money, I've realized like it's fun. It's obviously fun to like make money. Like, you're making more money than everyone around you. And obviously when I go out, I like take care of my friends, do fun shit. But the biggest thing for me is just not having to like feel like I'm scraping by, and I'm able to like go and buy food, whether it's for a nice dinner with me and my girl or like, do whatever. And I can not have to look at the bill and like worry
Yeah,
about shit.
there
And
we go.
it's just nice to,
That's what these
yeah,
brothers call financial freedom. We got it.
financial freedom. And I
Yeah.
haven't even hit I'm not even near the tip of the iceberg yet. So
Yeah. Yep.
More to
Yep. Yep.
come.
Hopefully. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. But yeah, this was great. I'm glad we got to hop on. If anyone is interested in going through the same journey as Jacob, you know where to find me. Hit me up on Instagram. But also too, I'll put or just spell out your Instagram too. They can go follow you or Twitter, whichever one or you want to. I know I know you're posting more on Twitter. So where can they find Mr. Jacob?
Yeah, so you can follow me on IG. It's literally my name, Jacob, and then my last name, Sharrow, Sharrow. Two W's actually at the end. That's my IG. But yeah, as of like a couple months ago, I've been posting on Twitter. I'm just trying to document. Like one thing Kishan said is he wished he documented more, when he was
Hmm.
living in the frat house. Um, just kind of really putting it into perspective for everyone, like how the journey actually looks. And so that's what I've been trying to do a little bit. Just posting like whether it's a quick video or just, a big achievement. Just trying to post and document, my journey and from broke college kid to entrepreneur. So yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, any of that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like this shit will change your life if you take it seriously and you actually take action and stop being a bitch at the end of the day. So,
At the end of the day, it's night. Anyway.
exactly.
Anyway, all right. This was good. I'm going to cut it here. Jacob, I will see you soon. Hopefully, you'll come for my birthday, and then maybe I have to make it back to Tampa, and we can go to Tangra. But yeah, I will see you soon, and this was a pleasure having you on. Okay.
I appreciate you, Kishan. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, again, if you guys are watching this, hit up Kishan, and I promise you this shit will change your life. But yeah, I appreciate you, Kishan, everything you've done for me. And yeah, looking forward to the future.
There we go.